This episode is powered by Poddecks. Poddecks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddecks.com. Use code CinemaGold for 10% off your first order.
Welcome to the Cinema Gold Podcast with your host, Larry Leese. Come join us as Cinema Gold dives into the latest Hollywood films and news.
Welcome to an all-new episode of Cinema Gold Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Leese. Today we're going to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news to be announced. Before we get started, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and leave a review. After months and months of speculation, Zack Snyder's much-anticipated Justice League will not be released as a miniseries, but as a film. Snyder officially confirmed his upcoming film will be released all at once as a movie. This means fans will sit through a 4-hour-long version, making it the longest superhero movie ever produced. The Playlist was first to report this news. The Snyder Cut is set to release this year on HBO Max. No date has been announced, but many expect it to arrive in March. When the Snyder Cut was still coming together last year, insiders reported that this Justice League would arrive as a 4-part miniseries. I'm not a big fan of keeping it as a movie. I'd rather see it as a miniseries with each episode being able to expand on the characters. The original Justice League movie was released in 2017 with a 2-hour running time. This makes Snyder's version that much longer. However, it was always planned as a movie, so it makes sense that Snyder would stick with that. Snyder even got Warner Media to shell out another $70 million for him to finish the film, along with reshoots. The Snyder Cut will only have about 25% of footage that fans have already seen. The rest will be all new. This includes big changes. That includes more of Cyborg and Jared Leto's Joker. Snyder says he wants to release his film in theaters, meaning moviegoers would be stuck in their seats for 4 hours straight. I could see this working for movie theaters, but Snyder and the studio need to find a way to properly insert an intermission into the movie some way. Possibly break it up into 2 hours each. And now we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Our next story comes in the world of streaming. As the world continues to suffer from a pandemic, studios are starting to shop their movies around and considering straight-to-streaming plans. One such film is Gal Gadot's spy action film Heart of Stone. Apparently, Netflix came out on top following a massive auction for the global rights to the project. This is expected to be the first installment of a franchise similar to Mission Impossible or James Bond. Late last year, rumors were circulating that Skydance, the studio behind the film, were willing to send the movie straight to streaming. Now that the current global crisis has no signs of slowing down, streaming debuts for blockbuster films are here for the long run. This has been the second major deal with a streamer for Skydance. Tom Harper, who previously directed Amazon's Aeronauts, will direct this film. It is the second major deal with a streamer for a Skydance-generated tentpole-sized film, after Amazon acquired the Chris Pratt film, The Tomorrow War. Details of the plot have not been shared, but movie looks to put a female spin on the action franchises moviegoers have grown up with, like 007 and Mission Impossible. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Cinema Gold Podcast. Send us a tweet at CinemaGold2. Share your thoughts with us on Twitter, or send us a voice message and be featured in a new episode at 682-305-0483.
Thank you for listening to the Cinema Gold Podcast. If you want to become a supporter, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Follow us on Twitter at CinemaGold2 and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cinemagoldmovies.